So tonight's the night before Memorial Day, 2020, and I'm in the mood for something different. So I proposed Schnitzel. And there's a story behind Schnitzel in our family. Years ago, probably the last time was 12 years ago. Years ago I was a hockey coach, an advanced level USA hockey coach, and I coached my son in house league hockey and also in a very special program that was 40-some years old, 30-some when we started, called the Kitchener, Ontario, Lancaster, Pennsylvania Friendship Exchange. This was not a hockey tournament where we went up and we cared about what we scored, although the kids always cared about that. We didn't. Our kids billeted with their families in Canada for the second weekend. The first weekend, their kids stayed with us in our houses, and we learned things. We learned things like poutine and Tim Hortons coffee, and how just absolutely awesome Kitchener, Ontario is. Decades ago in the 70s, when my brother was in this same program, in the very beginning of the program, I happened to be lucky enough to go along one year, and we stayed in downtown Kitchener, and I looked out the window on Saturday morning, and there's Amish buggies. Well, we were in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the heart of Amish country in Pennsylvania, and I was kind of amazed to see what I saw. And I asked somebody about it, and well, yes, they had a big German community. Kitchener in itself is a big German community. On Saturday night, the adults always had a social just for the adults. In Canada, it varied. It switched between various clubs and venues. One club in particular was the Concordia Club. Concordia Club was famous for their schnitzel. And anyone that's had schnitzel at the Concordia Club can tell you it's almost like a little bit of heaven. And I'm trying to imitate that very poorly probably tonight for dinner. So we're going to have schnitzel with a lemon sauce. On the side, you may see it or you may not, depends upon time, is warm German potato salad and some corn, just as a regular veggie. So that's what we're doing today. The big thing is the Wiener Schnitzel, or now the pork schnitzel. We're doing pork, we're not doing veal, because I didn't have any veal. Couple of subs we had to make to fit the day. But nothing terrible. To make Wiener Schnitzel, what you need is pork, chicken, turkey, veal, pounded out to about 1/4 of an inch thick, and you're going to see us do that, or see me do that in a little bit. And then we're going to fry it up in seasoned flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. These are panko. That's what I had. And 3 tablespoons of oil, canola, and 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Salted's okay too. Just cut down the salt later. I'm doing a cast iron frying pan. I've spent a lot of time this week cleaning my cast iron and reseasoning it because it's been sitting down below for years and hasn't been used and wasn't seasoned properly the first time. So I'm really looking forward to this for the schnitzel, especially since the sauce will be made in this pan. Back here we're going to do the German potato salad. You can see the bacon is ready to go. Diced potatoes. These potatoes were cooked for about 15-20 minutes first, and then sliced down, to give you an idea, about that size, maybe 3/4 an inch, something like that. To make the potato salad, we have 1/3 of a cup of water, a tablespoon of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/3 of a cup of what's supposed to be white wine vinegar. I don't have white wine vinegar, so I'm using apple cider vinegar, which is supposed to be the next best thing, substitute-wise. A little bit more sharp edge and a little apple flavor, but I think it'll mellow out nicely in the pan. To make the sauce, We're using lemon juice, a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice. We're using water, quarter of a cup of water. We're using a couple of tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley, which I happen to have outside. I showed you that in one of the videos earlier. This is supposed to be heavy cream. I don't have heavy cream, so I made a mixture of 3-to-1 milk to butter. So I made 3 tablespoons of milk, 1 tablespoon of butter, melted the butter, put it in here. Also added a little bit less than a teaspoon of flour just to thicken it just a touch. And we're all supposed to use green onions, which I also don't have, so I'm using shallots instead for that light oniony taste without going overboard. So we'll see how all this works out. And we're going to get to work shortly. Okay, and so we start. We're going to take our defrosted pork loins out, and there's 3 of them. Shit, I didn't know there was 3 of them. That's all right. Schnitzel is good enough for leftovers, and I love it with a passion. I love schnitzel. So we're going to trim those first. Get a little bit of that fat off because we don't need that much fat on it. How are we doing there? Camera-wise. Lights, camera, and shit. There we go. All right. Let's take a gander here and just trim this bad boy off. Just fat. Try to keep the lean on, because that's what we're going to eat. Jesus. Need to sharpen this knife. That's for sure. Okay, we got 1. And we got 2. What I'm going to do. I don't know where it went. There it is. Right in front of you. Use a littler one, I think. Because I think it's a little more sharp and I get a little bit more control for this particular thing. Anyway, although I had my druthers, I'd probably still use the big one. 2. Why is it that people think that you want to hear their music, and they crank it up so goddamn high that you can't avoid but hear their music? You know, what the hell ever happened to manners? I'm just saying. That's my rant from last night, actually. You don't need to know. It's not important. Anyway, we're going to cover the top of this with more plastic wrap, cling wrap, saran wrap, you name it, it is. And then, we're going to move our frickin' knives so they don't get in the way. Then, we beat them. You know the guy used to take your lunch money in junior high school? That's what you're going to beat him like it's that guy. That you couldn't do back then. Ah! I'll cut that out, of course. Or not. I'm going to flip that powder over there. I'm telling you it's going to happen. Stop it! We have some nice, see, I told you, some nice schnitzel shots, schnitzel shots. And we're going to clean that mess up that we just freaking made and start the other stuff. Okay, somehow we had a little technical difficulty. I don't know where the hell I stopped, actually. Breaded flour, egg wash, panko breadcrumbs. Let them sit on a rack on this pan for a few minutes. Put it into the warm pan for 3 or 4 minutes. Put it into the hot pan over medium-high over 3 or 4 minutes to get them golden brown. And we're just about done with the bacon bits here. Take a look at this bad boy. That's almost. Let's turn a little bit. This pan is a little bit bigger than the electric element it's on. So we'll go that way for a minute or so and let it brown up there. This we're going to turn down to medium, and we're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to start with the white wine. And we're going to deglaze the corn. Get the little bits off the bottom. You want those bits of flavor. Take a look at these guys. There you go. Turn them over for another 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to add this alleged heavy cream sauce to here. For us, it was milk and butter and a little bit of flour, and we're going to let that reduce. Combine this, and we're going to let it reduce a little bit. Put this away from the burner so you don't burn your fingers later, because you know you will. Check this, and it's getting there. Looking nice. Oh my God, it's going to be wonderful. I am so excited over Schnitzel. I know you can't believe that, but honest to God, I am. Stir our corn a while. That can sit. I'm not terribly concerned with that. We're going to add our shallots. I'm not going to add all of them. I'm going to add all of them. The hell with it. I like shallots. So, those shallots go in, you get that smell right away. It's just awesome. Almost. Put this guy this way. Yeah, I know. Remember what I said about the burners being fried up a little while ago? The nice part of recording this all at once is I can cut this into little pieces. Which I will be doing. And we're going to put our chopped parsley in there too. Oh, I know what I forgot. The freaking potatoes! Oh my God! Potatoes. Somebody just freaking shoot me, would you please? We're going to get those coated nicely. Thank you very much. Get those coated. That's why it was so small a batch. I got lost. I had a brain fart. I got lost for a minute. Imagine that. And the bacon. And it looks wonderful. We're going to put a little bit of salt in it. Put a little bit of pepper. Whoa! Yes. We're going to be doing the sauce momentarily with these luscious bits in the bottom. I'm going to take that off the burner again for just a minute because I want to finish this guy up first. I'm going to use a plastic bowl and thought better of it. So we'll dispose of, well, not dispose of it, we'll put these in a metal bowl, glass bowl. Christ. Just do every other line of this and call it a blooper reel, would you please? And there we go. And you can go off, and you can go in the oven to keep warm. Now, we'll make this nummy thing. I'm going to put the what's supposed to be white wine, apple cider wine as a substitute for the Deglaze. Woo! Did you see the smoke? Probably not. Nice smoky. Smoky patoke. We have the water. We've cooled our pan down with those two, which is awesome. We're going to get a little sweet and sour with the white wine, apple cider, and the sugar we're going to add in a little bit. Flour goes in. I may need my whiskification to get that. I'm going to need my whiskification because that was just stupid. Should have put the flour in first. Remember that, please. Put the flour in before anything else. So you build the roux on the bottom of the pan. Don't be an ignoramus like me. I beg of you. You still have lemon and sugar to add to this yet. If you're thinking about cast iron, I highly recommend it. I don't know why I got away from it. This side is all fine. Once you season these guys right and keep them seasoned right and take care of them right, these are as non-stick as that is, believe it or not. And I know you don't believe it, but it is. It's what my father's mother used all the time. We're adding the sugar now for everything. And she made fried chicken in a container this big that would knock your ass off. You just want this to come together and warm up all the ingredients, because I'm going to put them in oh shit. These go in the oven too, the pork. Keep warm, duh. Break up all the little flour bumps you see. Alright, let's get this thing into a container and keep warming our oven, huh? They are heavy. Let me just point that out. Can't do that with the right arm because of surgery. So we're going to put that in the oven to keep warm. And we're going to strain our corn. And we're just waiting for the boss to get home. A little bit of butter. Enough butter in here to clog your arteries, I swear to God. Some salt and lemon pepper. Love lemon pepper. I recommend you use it if you don't have it, or if you don't have it to get it. A little bit of salt. Turn that burner on low just to help a little bit. Put these over here. And we're going to pause for a minute. Okay, so we're ready to go. And I pulled the schnitzel out of the oven along with the lemon sauce and our German potatoes on the table, corn on the table, plate, schnitzel, a little bit of the sauce, we've also cut up the customary lemon wedges, wine, and the sauce. This will also go on the table. So there's the final product with a glass of white wine, which I haven't poured yet, and a lemon wedge on the side, which you squirt all over it, and have more if you need it, which you will. One of the best meals I think I've ever had from Kitchener, Ontario.